Well, you can't explain. We were on Hardcore Pawn for 6 years. It changes your life. You could have never imagined being on international television.
For most viewers, Les Gold existed only inside a television screen. Loud voice, fast decisions, constant confrontation. On Hardcore Pawn, he appeared as a man who could not be shaken by chaos. Every day, strangers walked into his store carrying desperation, debt, and uncertainty. And every day, Les Gold walked out ahead. That image became so powerful that many people stopped seeing him as a businessman and started seeing him as a guarantee. A guarantee that pawn shops always win. A guarantee that experience always beats risk. A guarantee that if anyone could survive anything, it was him. But before the shouting, before the cameras, before Detroit tourists lined up outside his store, Les Gold was just a kid growing up around pawn counters. He didn't discover pawnbroking on television. He inherited it. His grandfather ran a pawn business long before reality TV existed, and Les was exposed early to the mechanics of short-term loans, resale value, and human desperation. By the time most kids were learning basic math, Les was already watching deals happen in real time, seeing how people behaved when money was tight, and how value changed depending on urgency. That environment shaped him. Pawn shops don't teach patience. They teach speed, judgment, and control. As a teenager, Les showed the same instincts. He hustled small deals, flipped items, and understood early that cash flow mattered more than appearances. When he officially entered the pawn business full-time, he wasn't experimenting. He was executing something he had been training for most of his life. Over the years, he expanded steadily, not recklessly. Each move was grounded in foot traffic, neighborhood demand, and resale margins. Eventually, that process led to American Jewelry and Loan becoming one of the largest pawn operations in Detroit. By the time the main store reached nearly 50,000 square feet, it wasn't just a pawn shop, it was a financial pressure valve for the city. That was the foundation Hardcore Pawn was built on. When television producers arrived, they weren't creating a business. They were documenting one that already worked. The show amplified Les's personality, but the underlying operation was real. On camera, it looked chaotic. Off camera, it was systematic. Loans were short-term. Risk was capped. Inventory turned over quickly. If customers failed to redeem items, the shop profited through resale. The model was simple, brutal, and effective. Television changed the scale of everything.
Well, the magic of the show is the family, the dynamics of the family and the stories that 1,000 people a day have. It's very interesting to see why people need money and why they come to the pawn shop.
Viewership brought tourism. Tourism brought more customers. More customers increased liquidity. Liquidity increased confidence. And confidence slowly changed Les Gold's decision-making framework. For decades, his risks had been contained within the pawn ecosystem. But as revenue grew and fame followed, Les began thinking beyond pawns. He started seeing himself not just as a broker, but as an investor who could transfer his instincts into other markets. Detroit real estate became the first test of that belief. In the mid-2000s, abandoned buildings were cheap, and optimism about Detroit's comeback was everywhere. Les believed distressed properties were just larger versions of distressed items on a pawn counter. Buy low, fix, resell, or rent. On paper, it made sense. He began acquiring old commercial and mixed-use buildings in struggling neighborhoods. The plan focused on renovation and long-term rental income, not quick flips. Initial budgets projected roughly $5 million in renovation costs. The problem wasn't the idea. It was the assumption that experience in pawnbroking translated cleanly into real estate development. Inspections uncovered deep structural issues that had been hidden for decades. Asbestos contamination required specialized removal. Electrical systems were obsolete. Foundations were compromised. Each issue required permits, specialists, and time. Budgets expanded rapidly. 5 million turned into 8. 8 became 12. Eventually, costs exceeded $15 million. Cash from American Jewelry and Loan began filling the gaps. What had once been surplus became emergency funding. When payments slowed, contractors stopped working. Projects stalled. Unfinished buildings deteriorated further. Vandalism increased. Weather destroyed partially renovated interiors. Selling the properties would have locked in losses. Continuing required more cash. Less chose to continue. While those projects were draining capital, Les took another risk, this time driven heavily by brand confidence. Las Vegas. In 2016, he opened a high-profile pawn shop designed to attract tourists and capitalize on television fame. More than $4 million went into securing the location, building the store, stocking inventory, and marketing. Monthly rent alone approached $75,000. Staffing and inventory costs were far higher than Detroit. The logic depended on volume. Tourists would come. Fans would visit. Transactions would scale. But the location was not ideal. Foot traffic never matched projections. Established pawn shops already dominated tourist attention. Operating costs remained fixed while revenue lagged. Month after month, losses reached nearly $200,000. Detroit cash covered the deficit. After about 18 months, the experiment collapsed. The store closed in 2018, leaving behind sunk costs, discounted inventory, and a public failure that damaged Les's reputation as a flawless operator. Inside the business, family tension intensified. The conflicts shown on television were not entertainment inventions. They were real disagreements about control and direction. Seth pushed for modernization and operational changes. Ashley wanted greater authority and equity. Les resisted. Control had always been his advantage, but now it was isolating him. In late 2018, Seth left and opened a competing pawn shop nearby, taking experienced staff and loyal customers with him. Months later, Ashley left as well, shifting into a separate jewelry business. The family split fractured the customer base. Legal disputes followed over trademarks, ownership, and contractual obligations. Legal fees exceeded $2 million. More damaging than the cost was the loss of stability. The succession plan disappeared. The family brand fractured. Longtime customers began questioning where loyalty should lie. Then came 2020. Michigan's lockdowns forced all Detroit area stores to close for nearly 3 months. Pawn shops depend on physical presence. Online appraisals failed to gain trust. When stores reopened, customer volume was less than half of pre-pandemic levels. At the same time, operating costs rose due to safety requirements. Gold prices surged, triggering mass redemptions that required large cash payouts. Liquidity tightened even further. By the end of 2020, 2 of the 3 Detroit stores were permanently closed. More than 60% of employees were laid off. The business was reduced to a single location, operating limited hours with minimal staff. The empire had contracted into survival mode. No lawsuits succeeded, but public trust eroded regardless. Les responded late and aggressively through legal channels. The response intensified scrutiny. Customer traffic dropped sharply. Trust, the most important asset in pawnbroking, weakened further. In late 2021, the IRS initiated a full audit covering 6 years of taxes. Investigators examined real estate losses, inventory valuation methods, and expense classifications. It emerged that Les's longtime accountants had used aggressive strategies during periods of financial stress. Responsibility fell on him. By early 2022, tax liabilities reached approximately $2.8 million, including penalties and interest. Payment options were limited. Assets were already devalued or illiquid. Then came the final blow. In early 2022, thieves broke into the Detroit store during a holiday weekend. They disabled alarms, avoided cameras, and targeted high-value inventory. More than $3.2 million worth of items disappeared. Insurance coverage had been reduced earlier to cut costs, leaving only partial reimbursement. Most of the payout was immediately spent restocking inventory so the store could continue operating. It did not resolve debt. It did not restore stability. By then, there was no buffer left. One store, reduced hours, heavy liabilities. No television platform, no family succession, no margin for error. Les Gold did not lose everything overnight. He lost it through accumulated exposure, delayed consequences, and the belief that experience alone could absorb unlimited risk. When the cameras stopped, the business was no longer operating inside controlled danger. And without that control, even decades of instinct were not enough.
Normal, and censorship should have applied.
I wonder if you guys are interested in autographed album I have by Elvis Presley.
Holy.
I gotta be out here when you leave this mother.
Okay, that don't fly with me.
Today, we're counting down the most shocking, awkward, and downright uncensored hardcore pawn moments that you probably weren't meant to see on regular TV. This customer doesn't even try to hide it. He says he needs money for cocaine.
How you doing?
How you doing? I'm all right.
How can I help you? That's how much you say you wanted?
Around maybe $50. I just really need the money for my addiction.
No fake story, no excuses, just the truth. Seth freezes because at that moment, this isn't business anymore. It's about responsibility. They refuse the deal. But the shocking part, he comes back again. Same addiction, same request. And this time, the entire staff agrees. Some lines should never be crossed. A woman walks up to Ashley with earrings she claims are worth $250. But when Ashley tells her they're worth under $50, everything explodes. She storms out, shouting that the shop is bull, then turns around and starts a heated argument with another customer.
You better mind your business. What you think your big ass gonna do? What you think?
This moment went from business to pure chaos in seconds. Just when you think you've seen everything, a couple walks in with something that instantly makes everyone uncomfortable: an adult bedroom swing. They joke, they flirt, they overshare, and suddenly this pawn shop feels like it just turned into an adult comedy.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I know what it is. It's a sex chair.
I've had it about 7 years.
But there's one problem. It's used. No one knows where it's been. No one wants to imagine. This moment alone probably made TV censors sweat. This man claims he has an autographed Elvis Presley album. It looks real, it sounds valuable, but when experts check, it's barely worth $50. Then he admits the real reason he needs cash: another addiction.
How much did you want for this thing?
Maybe $1,500.
Well, let me go do some research on it. Okay.
And suddenly, the entire deal collapses. The truth ruins everything.
Forget the password.
You forgot the password?
Yeah.
How do you forget when's the last time you used this?
About a month ago.
Forgot your password?
Yeah.
Try again.
Next, a woman tries to pawn a laptop, but she doesn't know the password, the username, or even how to unlock it.
I see it. I don't care. I can take my business somewhere.
Are you a lady or are you a baby?
Excuse me, sweetheart.
Are you a lady
I am a
or are you?
grown-ass
You're not
woman.
acting like one.
I am a grown-ass woman.
You're not acting
Flat
like
out.
one.
Ashley finally gets it open, but the offer isn't what the customer wanted. That's when insults start flying and tension fills the store.
Don't touch me, stupid bitch. You fat bitch. Go walk somewhere,
Wow.
bitch. You too, like I said, I can take my bitch somewhere else. You're coming.
Not all chaos comes from customers. Sometimes it comes from within the family. Ashley and Seth explode into a shouting match right in front of employees and customers.
Again.
You can go
I can go where?
to help another customer. I got this.
I think it was to say.
Insults, power struggles, embarrassment. This moment should have stayed behind closed doors.
What's up?
Trying to get some money for this. It's a computer of mine.
You have a charger?
Not with me. I didn't know I had to bring the charger with me.
You gotta have a charger. I can't turn it on.
One man is denied a loan. He starts yelling, then threatening. Security steps in, and suddenly this isn't reality TV anymore.
Everybody can talk better than you can.
Here.
Keep it up.
I can talk as long as I want you.
Not in my store, you can't.
What you mean, not in your show? You don't own.
This is real danger. This is the moment when entertainment turns into fear.
That's how y'all feel? That's how y'all feel for real?
Yeah.
You too. You can stand behind your all you want to. That don't move me, bruh.
You really?
Just when it seems the argument is over, the customer suddenly attacks another woman.
A bunny.
I sold you a rabbit.
This like chinchilla to you?
Okay. How do you know it's rabbit?
Because my girl told me it was rabbit. I took it home.
Security rushes in as chaos breaks out. This scene looked more like a reality fight show than a pawn shop. A woman claims a purse on display belongs to her and threatens to jump over the counter to take it. Ashley denies it ever being pawned, but the customer refuses to back down.
Oh my God. Get your hands off me.
Have a nice day. Let's go. Walk yourself out. Yep.
You.
Walk yourself.
Hands off
Walk
me,
yourself
big
out.
boy.
You know you just hit me with that pole. Go.
Security has to remove her from the store. This customer tries to negotiate while talking loudly on her phone. Karen finally loses patience and asks her to leave.
No, I'm not.
Look, I put this on mute. You got me raising my voice up in here.
Wonderful.
You
now,
are pathetic. I can't even
now
imagine
we
how
can have
pathetic.
a
Give me somebody.
conversation.
Disrespect, shouting, and total disorder. A woman insists her pearls are worth $600. Ashley proves they're not.
600 or not?
You can't get 600 on this. And also, don't call me a bitch.
So you mean to tell me that this ain't worth a mother thing?
The
That's not
customer snaps, starts calling names, and refuses to accept reality.
Leaving no my place.
Yes, you are.
Oh no, I ain't.
Oh, yes.
What? What are you gonna do?
I'll kiss my.
Honey, you don't have that kind of money.
All right.
Two women believe their ring is real gold with a real stone, but when Ashley reveals it's fake,
What?
It's not real.
What do you mean it's not real?
It's not a real stone. It's not real gold.
anger fills the room.
I just don't think it's fair. I've been doing business with you guys for years.
Y'all know y'all got your in here.
The first woman walks in saying her house was robbed, her TV is gone, her PlayStation is gone, even her car motor is missing. She's clearly stressed and desperate for cash. She places 2 rings on the counter and says she needs $1,100. In reality, those rings are barely worth a $250 loan. When Ashley explains this, the woman's mood changes instantly. Her voice gets louder, her body language becomes aggressive, and suddenly, this isn't about jewelry anymore. It's about pride. She keeps repeating that she deserves a good deal, that everyone else in the store gets treated better than her, that the world owes her something. And when she doesn't get what she wants, she completely loses control. She starts shouting, she demands money, she refuses to leave. Security has to step in, and the woman storms out, still yelling, still angry, still convinced she was wronged.
This place. Hey, kiss my ass. Kiss it.
Someone else walks in. She's smiling, she's playful, she's clearly trying to charm her way into a better deal. She brings a TV and a ring, hoping to leave with $800. But instead of negotiating, she starts flirting. Rich sees it instantly. He jokes about it, he calls it out, he makes it clear that this is a pawn shop, not a dating game. His offer is simple, $300. That's when things take a strange turn. The conversation stops being about money and starts being about shock. a pacifier appears. Rich dares Rick to lick it for cash. Everyone laughs. The teasing gets louder. The flirting turns into something awkward and uncomfortable. It feels less like a business and more like something that should never be on TV. But Rick gives in. He actually does it.
Ready?
The crowd reacts, the moment goes viral, and suddenly the most remembered part of the deal isn't the money, it's the fact that everyone crossed a line just for entertainment. The customer finally accepts the $300. She leaves, happy.
Great.
Thank you.
He seems calm. He says his grandmother just passed, and he only wants enough money to pay rent.
My grandma just passed.
I'm sorry.
I was like hoping to see what I can get for this.
But when Ashley checks the ring, everything changes. It's not real. In seconds, his sadness turns into anger. He feels embarrassed. He feels played. And now he feels disrespected. Ashley tries to help, but he starts raising his voice.
I'm trying to help you solve your issue.
What you
I'm
mean?
trying to help you solve your issue.
Lower your voice.
Pointing and stepping closer. The tension builds fast. Security rushes in. He's pulled away, thrown to the ground.
Don't put your finger in my face. Don't put your finger in my face.
She ain't by herself, my man. Calm down, my man.
People come in my face all the time and people like scream at me. Nobody's ever touched me.
You got me. No, let's go. Let me go. Let me go, man. Let me go. I'll be back.
This isn't just a pawn shop. It's a place where desperation, temptation, and chaos collide. And sometimes the moments get so uncomfortable, so wild, so inappropriate, they probably should have been censored.
I asked him not to put his hands on me. You gonna push on me? Bro, come on.
From a man who tried to scam the shop to customers who got exposed on camera. These are the most shocking cheating moments in hardcore pawn history. Right away, a customer storms in demanding big money for his watch.
Hey, how you doing? Seth. Well, I'm here today because I got evicted out of my apartment and I'm trying to pawn my watch. I paid $750 for it.
Saying he paid $750 at the mall. But Seth doesn't miss a beat. He spots right away that it's worth barely $10. Rather than negotiating, the man explodes, accusing Seth of robbery over a watch that's overvalued in his mind. This is classic pawn shop reality. Customers think retail price equals pawn value. Later, another intriguing artifact arrives, a 2002 Salt Lake City Olympic torch.
What you got here?
Got a 2002 Salt Lake Winter Olympic torch.
The owner expects $3,000, claiming its historic value. Les actually gets interested, but once real appraisal and cold numbers talk, the offer collapses to $500. The customer reluctantly agrees. That's a negotiation, not a cheat, but it's a great example of customers overestimating value and then getting called out. This isn't just a pawn shop selling items, it's a battlefield of unrealistic expectations versus hard inventory reality. Here's a classic caught in the act moment. A woman walks in trying to pawn a pair of earrings and confidently asks for $50, but Ashley spots them as fake instantly, a clear case of trying to pass low-value items as valuable jewelry.
Hi, how you doing today? I'm good. How are you? Coming to pawn. You want to pawn these?
The customer flips out, claiming her sister Pookie wouldn't gift fake earrings. When the real world hits, the denial collapses into a dramatic meltdown. In pawn terminology, this is a form of attempted deception, and it gets shut down hard. Here's one of the clearest cases of caught cheating. A man tries to pawn out a pawn ticket that isn't even in his name, and he tries to get around the law by swapping his picture on his brother's ID to match.
You're dealing under his name. Because I wanted to get the same price. They was going to give me a different price.
Les doesn't even debate. It's illegal, and the guy is thrown out immediately. That's caught red-handed.
And I've been dealing with y'all since I was about 17, 18 years old. And I'm not about to let y'all just take my computer like that.
it's already taken, so you have to come back tomorrow.
This woman swears she had an extension on her laptop loan, but when the system is checked, the extension was only for her TV. The laptop was already sold. She keeps arguing, but the paperwork doesn't lie. This is the first sign. When the story changes, the deal is already over. A man walks in claiming he wants the huge party bus outside. He talks big, he acts confident, he even agrees on $14,000. But here's the reality. People who really want to buy bring money. Everyone else just talks. And just like that, he disappears.
It's probably, to be honest with you, worth $25,000.
What do you sell it for?
$15,000.
10?
This customer is furious about a loan he took on his DVD player. He accepted $10, but now he wants more.
When you come back for it, they don't even want to give you nothing for it.
We offered him a $10 loan. Why come back 2 weeks later bitching that we didn't give you enough money?
When he doesn't get his way, he starts yelling, pushing, and threatening. This is what happens when someone knows they were wrong but refuses to admit it.
But don't come in.
Tell your boys, don't never put their hands on me. That's all I got to say. I'm done.
This couple wants to trade in earrings. The boyfriend claimed he paid $1,000, but when they're tested, they're fake.
Right? You spent $1,000, right?
Right. They're not real.
No gold, no diamonds, no value. The lie doesn't just break the deal, it breaks the relationship. Now this one is wild. A man brings a so-called medical device from the 1920s.
How you doing? What can we do for you today?
I'm going to cure your syphilis.
That claims it can cure everything, even syphilis. But when the real value is checked, it's worth less than what he's asking. Another exaggeration. Another deal rejected.
How are you?
I'll let you know after I see this. What you got?
I have Christopher Radko ornaments.
A man brings sentimental ornaments from his late mother. He's desperate for cash. Even when there's no resale value, the shop still tries to help. Not every moment here is about profit. Some are about survival.
I was hoping for $1,500.
After weeks of fake promises, 2 real buyers finally show up.
Okay.
They put money down. They sign paperwork. They commit. That's the difference between real buyers and people who just talk.
We got to go into another huddle.
Go ahead, go huddle.
This customer claims the shop damaged his chain, but the moment he left the store, the responsibility was no longer theirs. This is one of the oldest pawn shop tricks. Take something out, damage it yourself, and come back pretending it was already broken.
I got in the car and I put it on. I noticed there was some bends in my links on the chain. You see them right there?
When he realizes the scam isn't working, his attitude turns violent. This wasn't about a chain. This was about trying to get free money.
Straight up. I don't think so. So you're just gonna give me my chain and not give me nothing, right?
What looks like a joke turns into a serious security threat. A man is discovered hiding inside a refrigerator. This is a classic robbery technique. They hide, wait for closing, then steal everything. This wasn't random. This was planned.
Somebody in the motherfucking refrigerator. I don't know what the he's doing. Look at this.
How you doing?
Come to pick up my stuff here. I pawned in 4 earrings.
You pawned in earrings?
Yes.
Then you know this ticket says Paula Montgomery?
No.
A man tries to redeem earrings using a pawn ticket in a woman's name. The computer doesn't match, the ID doesn't match, the story doesn't match. This is identity fraud, and he's caught on the spot.
There's a ticket right there. I brought 4 earrings in here and I want 4 earrings back. About 2 months ago.
All the signs were there. The lies, the fake claims, the planted distractions. And now it's clear. This wasn't random chaos. It was a setup. A man brings in a luxury espresso machine worth 6 figures new. But reality hits hard.
I'll have an espresso, double espresso.
Actually, I can fix you 25 at one time.
I only need one.
25 at once?
I can't be speeding that much.
Pawn shops don't care about retail prices. They care about resale. His dream number collapses when the market speaks.
Hey, what's up, dog?
How you doing?
I just got this phone that I bought here like 2-3 days ago, and this don't work.
This man demands a refund for a phone he claims he bought here, but he has no receipt. And worse, the staff confirms they never sold that model. This is attempted fraud, trying to force a store to replace something they never sold.
A man brings in a massive bear trap, claiming it's rare and valuable. But there's a problem. It's illegal.
What the hell you got there?
It's a real bear trap.
No matter how unique something is, if it breaks the law, it can't be sold. This customer didn't just waste time. He tried to sell something banned.
The shop is broken into through the roof.
I got in through the roof.
Are you kidding me?
Right here.
They peeled the roof off?
They peeled the roof back.
Son of a bitch.
Security footage shows a coordinated team, and suddenly, everything makes sense. The man in the fridge was part of the robbery. They were testing the store. In this shop, you can lie, you can threaten, you can fake documents, but sooner or later, the truth always exposes you. And when it does, you don't just lose the deal, you get caught. This is what happens when customers actually get caught cheating in hardcore pawn.